guys, and welcome back. It has been a while, so I'm going to take you out to my little office that I finally have set up, a place of quiet, and we're going to film a little update. Friends, and welcome back. It has been a while since I posted a video. A lot has happened, and I basically just wanted to give you a general update today. I was just reflecting on my blog, my YouTube channel, my general presence online recently. I've been wrestling with the idea of, do I continue this? It seems no matter the intention that I set for this, no matter the planning that I do, I just never seem to find the time for it. And I know that's a poor excuse because you make time for what is a priority to you. It's super windy here in Nicaragua, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to do the best I can, which is part of the problem. The setup situation, but I was trying to figure out why is this so hard? I mean, I've been a parent to a baby for many years as a foster parent. My baby's 8 months old now, and I should have time. He's on somewhat of a regular schedule. There's just been so many factors, noise being one, so I finally have this little setup. I am testing out the audio today, so I apologize if it's not great. I got some sound things here. I'm in this little back storage room off of my laundry room. I have a separate laundry room from my house. And I just have no quiet. I am never alone anymore, which is part of it. I've had a ton of internet issues since moving here, so that's been a big part of it as well. It's just been hard to get into my routines and systems, and if you've been around for any period of time, you know that I'm somebody, maybe much like yourself, who really thrives on systems and routines. And when everything is new, my world just seems very chaotic. And you know, my last video I shared 3 months ago, you know, the baby's going to be in more of a routine. I hope to be able to film more regularly. And lo and behold, 3 months later, here we finally are. I wanted to talk about never being alone anymore. Going to Nicaragua and pursuing full-time ministry, I just never really thought about how I would never be alone anymore. My husband and I work together day in and day out now. I'm homeschooling. It's just, we have one vehicle. So it's been difficult. I'm never alone anymore. Before, the kids would go to school and I would have a baby or two, but I had nap time. My husband was gone. I didn't have to worry about his schedule or what was going on. I just always found some time to film. And here it's just like we're at the end of another day and I just don't know where the time goes. We have been jumping into ministry here. We've been doing a lot of construction on our property. So we've had, you know, saws and all sorts of other things going. And I just haven't had any quiet, and I'm just somebody who needs that quiet and that peace to focus and to be able to create content. So it's been really difficult for me. So I apologize. Schooling, I don't understand why I thought I would just be able to go back into old routines so quickly. Like I'd be able to bring my routines from Canada here. That's just simply not the case. I'm homeschooling 3 kids now, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and Rosie's technically like a junior kindergarten or a pre-K. I have a baby as well. Like there's just no time to film because educating them is important, and I want to do a good job and be intentional in my homeschooling. And my one daughter, well, 2 of my daughters really require still a lot of hands-on attention. I think as they get a bit older, they'll be able to do a little bit more independent work. But right now I'm doing a lot of just sitting beside them and going through things with them and struggling with how to juggle all the new balls in my life, that balls I didn't have a year ago. I've been here 13 months now in Nicaragua. I just didn't have all of these different things that I needed to balance. And unfortunately, as much as I love talking to you guys and connecting with you guys, that's been the ball that I've had to drop. That has been my rubber ball. You know, that I know will bounce and I can pick it back up when timing is better, but that just stinks because it's my creative outlet. I love doing it. I love pouring into this community. I love hopefully inspiring people to get closer to the Lord. That's a lot of what my channel is about. The piece though is foster parenting, and I've not been a foster parent for over a year now. That would allow me to better be able to equip other foster parents, but now I'm feeling just so far removed from that world. I'm not in those frustrations. I'm not in those moments in the day in and day out, which wonderful blogs out there that are doing a great job at educating foster parents, inspiring foster parents, supporting foster parents, and I just feel like I'm adding noise to that world and that there's better resources for you, that I'm no longer a foster parent. So that was a big part of my channel for a long time, and you know, it's just been different. And I don't expect my audience, people that watch me here, to understand my life now, because that is super different from anybody. So I've just been struggling with all of this. Pray that I can figure this out, because I've been doing this for 6 years now. Always just as a side thing. It's never had my full focus, my full attention. but I love doing it, and I just pray that I can figure it out because I miss it. I truly feel the Lord telling me like this is not something I'm supposed to give up. Like He's given me giftings and He's given me different abilities and He's given me amazing people across the globe that I have been able to connect with through this online outlet, and I just don't feel like He's telling me to give that up. I don't have a peace about giving it up. As much as it's hard right now, this is just my season, and it's been a season of complete readjusting and getting used to new life, new culture, new friends, new everything, new house, new cars, new driving experiences. Like everything has just been new language. I'm still trying to learn Spanish. I still have a lot of work to go on that. I'm trying to recognize the season that I'm in, allow myself the ability to take a pause and to take a break, and not to give up, because I love doing this, and like I said, I love connecting with you. And I got an email from YouTube the other day saying that I've reached 15,000 subscribers and I'm at like 970 something thousand views. So like I'm at almost 1 million views on my videos, and this has never been about numbers for me, but just like getting that little email from YouTube saying you have 15,000 subscribers, and I've hardly put any work into this channel and people continue to subscribe and watch my videos, and I feel like maybe the Lord does want me to keep sharing. So all of this to blabber on saying, see, I don't even know how to make videos anymore. All this to say is I'm not giving this up, and I'm really trying to be more intentional with carving out time. And now that I have this little space back here, the space was not usable, and it's just so hard to find things here. So I got this little thermal curtain that I can run the air conditioner in here. I'm already starting to sweat because I have to turn it off to film the video. But I got these little sound things because it was just a big echo box and it sounded terrible in here. But I have a little space set up, and this is my space. I'm just somebody that needs to be alone sometime. I really get re-energized from being alone and being with my thoughts and reflecting, and it's when I show up as my best self, when I'm able to have some time to do some inner work. So I'm just really thankful that I have this little tiny storage room closet set up as an office now, and I really hope that going forward I'll be able to produce a little bit more content for you guys. It's exciting to be here and be in this space. As I started to film, the baby woke up because the dog, we have workers working on a big community center in the front of our property, and they were leaving, so they came to the house to tell me they were leaving, and the dog woke the baby up because we have a big loud Doberman now, and the girls are watching the baby set up in his little high chair in the room. He just loves to watch them play. They're playing Barbies, and they're giving me a few minutes to get this filmed. My husband will be home soon. I was hoping to knock out a couple videos, but I think one is all I'll be able to do for today, but that's okay. I'm just thankful I got here. Hopefully the wind isn't too loud in the background. Hopefully the sound is okay. All of that. To say, I'm just going to take it slow and easy and be obedient to what the Lord has put before me each day. I think especially right now with everything going on in our world, the world is in chaos, and the world is crazy, and the world is broken, and there's just so much anger and sin and division, and just there's so much going on. And I think the best advice I give to myself and the best advice I can give to you is, what has the Lord put on your plate today? What is your immediate things right in front of you today? Who are the people in your immediate sphere that He has given you to serve? And just take one small, slow step forward in obedience to serve the people around you and to love Him, right? Our call as Christians is to love God and love others. And it's so easy to get just bogged down in social media, the media that we have come to know as truth, and all of these things don't seem to be truth. Like there's just so much going on, and it's so easy to get bogged down in it. So just slow, tiny steps forward each and every day with what the Lord has placed in front of you today. Do it in obedience, do it with excellence to the best of your ability, steward your blessings well. That's my biggest advice I can give to you, and that's the advice I'm going to give to myself in going with this channel. I used to have a much more regular posting schedule. I'm still going to try to aim to get 2 videos out a week. But I feel like I've said that the last couple update videos and it just hasn't happened. So I'm not making you any promises, but I'm going to really try Mondays and Fridays going forward to have videos out. I want to write and share about motherhood and your daily walk with God. That is what my heart is for this channel. A big facet of that, I think my husband's home. A big facet of that was foster care, but there's my big loud dog. I want to write and share about motherhood and your daily walk with God, and excuse the tropical birds. But that is what my heart is for this channel, and for a big portion of that, there was a big element of foster care to that, and I still want to try and encourage foster and adoptive parents. I feel like I'm the best equipped to do that anymore, so I'm going to link a couple resources down below for if you're here solely for that. If you haven't found them, there's a great new Instagram account I follow, as well as there's a big blogger. I'm sure most of you know about her, but I just think they're doing great things for the foster care community, foster parent community. My focus is going to be on how do we push out the noise and the distractions and the overwhelm as busy mothers, and how do we focus on God, love others, serve others well. How do we be intentional with what God has put before us? Motherhood is so fleeting, and now that I'm done the growing phase of my family and just focusing on the raising phase, my content's going to reflect that. And I think that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. Everybody's life ebbs and flows and changes, and as long as your core values are the same, I think your audience is going to connect with that. I hope you guys connect with that. But that's just really what my heart is going to be for this channel going forward. There's not going to be as much foster care content, and how do we live our best motherhoods in light of the gospel. This video, I'm sorry if it's all over the place. I'm so out of practice. I am so out of practice. I really got out of filming videos almost a year ago, right when I found out my father-in-law, who was a big spiritual influence in my life, was going to be going to heaven. And that, and then moving, and then the baby, and then just adjusting and everything, all the construction that's going on, it's just not allowed me to be present in this space. So I thank you for being here still. I appreciate it. I'm going to share more of my life here as a missionary, as a foreign business owner, God is doing, and how our lives have changed so much. I talk more about homeschool because that's been a big change for us in this last year, and my next couple of videos are probably going to be about homeschool because that's where I'm at right now and that's what I'm comfortable with. And I know there's a ton of new homeschooling families, and I've learned so much. We are in our second year now. We're over halfway through our second year of homeschooling, and as challenging as it has been, it's been a really beautiful thing. And the relationships I have with my daughters now, I think, are closer than they ever would have been if we had continued to put them in school. And I don't know if homeschooling forever is going to be right for us and for all of our kids. We're going to assess it year by year, but right now that's where we're at, and I want to share that with you and what's working well for us. And any hints, even though I'm still a newbie homeschooling mom, I do want to talk about gentle parenting, trauma parenting still, because that is still very much a part of my life, even though I'm not actively foster parenting. And I live in a country where fostering is not even a thing. So like I said earlier, or touched on earlier, I'm really just not in that world at all anymore. And as my daughter gets older, I've grown more and more protective of her story. She's doing amazing. I know a lot of you follow me here because you were invested in her story. Celebrated 2 years of adoption just 2 months ago now. And she's just such a joy, and we have so much fun in being her parents, and we're so blessed to be her parents. We're just trying to do the best we can as adoptive parents and respect adoptees' voices. I know she's not a baby anymore, she's a kid now, and she's going to have her own saying about whether she wants to be talked about and all of that on camera, so there won't be a ton of content about that. But I do want to talk about gentle parenting and trauma parenting. I've really invested a lot into that, and I don't do it well all of the time. It's hard, it's a lot of work to parent that way, but I have seen the benefits over and over and over again, and I just wish more foster and adoptive families would get trained on trauma parenting and just see how implementing different things can just make a world of difference for you and your kids and your relationship, or their abilities in de-escalating things and all of that. I really am a firm believer in it. So I'm going to talk more about that as well. My heart here is just to encourage you to walk closely with the Lord day in and day out, and to steward your motherhood well, and to enjoy motherhood, not to just subscribe to hot mess mom culture that is so prevalent in social media. And maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more coming up, but just to enjoy motherhood. Your kids are a gift. Motherhood is fleeting. These little years where they're in your home, it's fleeting time. My oldest just turned 10, and that's sunk in even more how quickly this time goes. I'm on my last baby, so I am soaking it in and savoring it, and he's just a dream. Maybe I'll share a little bit more with you guys about him. I'm just loving being a boy mom. And yeah, just thank you guys for being here, for being invested in this channel. My blog, I really do love creating resources. I've been doing a lot of little things in the background that I'm adding to my blog and whatnot without actually being present and making videos and all of that. So you will see more of that to come as well. Yeah, and a last thing I just wanted to mention, I deleted my other channel. I had started a second channel specifically about our life here because I wanted to keep the two things separate. But I have a hard enough time keeping up with one channel, let alone two, so I just decided to let that channel go. So I do have some videos from that channel that I still want to live on YouTube and share with you guys. So I'm going to be posting them here in the next couple of weeks. Didn't see them there, or whatnot. They're more for me just to kind of watch our journey here, look back. I just think it's so cool to watch what God has done in anybody's life. And I love documenting that. That's a big part about why I love YouTube too, just to see what God has done. So I will be posting those videos. I have some homeschool videos coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about goal setting because, even though we're a couple months into the year, a lot of people have probably fallen off their goal setting bandwagon, able to set goals and to map them out to really achieve them. So I've got a resource I'm going to link down below that's completely free on my blog that maybe will help you. So my next podcast is going to be about that. I'll be relaunching the podcast. And yeah, just thank you for sticking around and being here. Sorry if this video is all over the place. I love you guys. I miss you guys. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.